Hello.
Boom.
It's been a while. It's been a while since we've done this thing, and we kept our the 5 or 6 people that want to watch this a little late, but we had we haven't done this in so long. Technical difficulties, right? Remembering how to use StreamYard and how to use Facebook. Yeah. So
well, and I'm mid renovation at work, so my normal computer's pulled apart so that they can renovate my office, and so I'm wildly plugging things into the laptop I got to see what works. And
right.
Kyle Poole provoked us by saying, I expect the live stream for last month probably in after a few weeks or something.
Definitely,
do you know what,
definitely his fault.
When I was doing the image, it's exactly the same amount of time passed when we did the first one. So we did the
jokes on him.
On the
jokes on him
of the month after. How you been?
Good. Just got back from vacation, and I'm ready for another vacation. I was gone for almost 2 weeks, and I'm tired. It wore me out.
Yeah.
And no, you did not lie. Technically, well, I mean, I don't know. Kyle wants to know, did he lie?
No, he probably did not lie. No. I mean, it's good to see that one of our 4 viewers is engaging with us.
Exactly. Well, he's nocturnal and he's got nothing better to do. So we'll take our fans where we can get them.
I'm just wondering if he's rocking his singlet while he's watching. Probably. So we're halfway through month 3, so it's about time that we look back at month 2. So you wouldn't have been doing any hobby the last couple of weeks.
No, I was thinking about this. We made a comment. So the Fireside episode comes out tonight at midnight, right? And we have a conversation about that I was a little nervous that I haven't been hitting our my commitments for the year that we said in December. And since then I've done even nothing. So I'm really far behind. So I'm going to have to double down here shortly. And I saw you post that you got your 2-player starter coming. Mine's coming tomorrow. It's being delivered by UPS. So nice. Super excited about it. It's one of those magical things where you see a new, I should mention, the new 2-player starter set for Firefight, which is Night Stalkers and Asterion, right? I love the idea of plastic mastodon. I think that's going to be cool, man. Giant space lizards. And I've been thinking, I've already been brainstorming, how would I paint these things? Do I go like a Ninja Turtle theme? Maybe. Right? And then you could have each of the turtles leading different squads, and then make a little bandana for them to wear. That'd be sweet, man.
Who's your favorite turtle?
Donatello, because he's the smart one. Yeah.
I was always more. My daughter's
a Leonardo fan too. I like them all, though. To be fair, I like all the turtles. I mean, I'm old school, so I was reading the comic books back in the '80s, and when the cartoon came out, loved it.
Yeah, right.
A lot.
So you're going the Asterion path?
I have both armies, so I had thought maybe. I'm going to look at the models and see what speaks to me. I would like to do a full Mastodon Asterion list, which I don't know if it'll be effective, but I think that'd just be cool. I have a hard plastic starter, like a small army box for Asterion that I got at Michigan GT plugged, which is coming up this fall. We'll have more details to come for $50. They were blowing them out. I'm really good at catching Mantic blowing out stuff. Whether that's Armada or anything in old packaging, I'm all about it. So I've got a bunch of Asterions, but I think I like the Mastodon, and I have a ton of Night Stalkers built for Kings of War that are not based, and I haven't painted yet. And I could easily just say, all right, we're just gonna shift them to Firefight. But I don't know. I'm gonna open them up and just whatever makes me go, wow.
I'm going to start with the Night Stalkers, and I've been loving Jeremy's latest review. So if you haven't listened to that, and it just gave me pause to thought of how much they've been able to embrace their own ideas in the Firefight universe. And I just wonder, like, you've got so many people that like 40K, right? But I think there's actually more space in this to explore because you have less of the tropes because, 3/4 of 40K Space Marines, right? So they really do have this opportunity to write what they want. And some of the stuff they're coming up with is cool. The other thing coming out later this month is the My Mini Factory Dead Zone campaign, if you're not aware of that. So
that's going to be awesome as well.
Because, again, just like Firefight, Dead Zone is one of those games that people kind of go, it doesn't matter who you talk to, they're like, I love it. I love that game.
We should probably mention that you posted, with the Fireside Chat going out tomorrow for July, we have posted the next topic of the month. And because 2 questions were so easy for them to follow, we gave them 3 this time. So we'll see how that works. But we hope you take a look at it. Really, we felt like with all the talk about rules committee working on rules and playtesting, that let's take a look at the mechanics. So the question 1 is, what is your favorite mechanic in Kings of War? Question 2 is, what's your least favorite mechanic in Kings of War? And then question 3 is, what's a mechanic from a different tabletop game that you think should be considered for Kings of War?
Yeah.
So I'm really excited to see that response.
Yeah, and importantly, you're only going to have a couple of days to get on it because we'll record in a couple of days. It's already going off, Rob. I don't know if you've had a look, but what I'm going to be really interested to see is there anything that stands out as having commonality about love or hate? So I'll be really interested in that. And we know our benevolent overlords, the RC, are always watching. So we'll see what comes of that. But I'm
excited to hear what people think about the Fireside Chat. There's a couple rants by Jeremy in there. Directed at people at groups that it kind of caught me off guard. So I'm excited to see the always bright and shiny Jeremy. He was channeling his unplugged radio. Right.
Yeah, there was a little bit of tarnish, a little bit of tarnish on the bright exterior. So look out, Paige.
And your Sylvan Army review comes out.
You might need to make up some new memes.
Yeah, and for sure, Paige. And then the Sylvan Army review, which comes out the following Wednesday, a week from tomorrow. I've been loving that, dude. I was QC and I just listened to it, and I like the banter. They give it as good as they get, right? And I just
Yeah. So we had
very fun.
Chris Lynch and Florence Mortars. So that was good. And I went into that one going because we know, right, how long they normally take. And I thought, it's Sylvankin. The list isn't that expensive. Yeah. We'll be done in 3 hours, 4.5 hours.
Says the guy that spent 20 minutes on the first unit, the boss race. I was like, bro, this is going to be a long review if you're 20 minutes on one unit that no one takes.
It wasn't 20 minutes. You must be.
No, but it felt like a long time.
Yeah. I did cut the whole thing down to 3.5. So we got there in the end. But we did spend a long time talking about the background and things as well. So
we got to get Hamble, where she says it's a hammer unit and an anvil. I think she says Hamble. I think that's what she said. Yeah. I'm like, we got to get that in the. It's like thick chaff. We got to get that into the vernacular.
Yes.
Get that.
Yeah, I'm quite happy to use that. Unit. The
Hamble unit. I loved it. I was like, we need to have her on more often. She was great.
I mean, there's a few of those, right? I mean, Trolls, Hamble.
Yeah.
There you go. So no, hopefully people enjoy that one. Well, should we crack into what people got up to in month 2?
Absolutely. I'm excited. I've seen some of these pictures, and man, there's some awesome stuff.
All right. Let's just make sure we share without being too incriminating. That'll do. How are we going there? Is that all good?
I see it. Looks good. Yeah.
Yep. See all the tabs, but that's all
By the way, I'm loving the artwork. You've kind of become a graphic artist of late, and I'm loving all the really fancy artwork. I think that's
Thanks, mate. Canva makes it pretty easy, to be honest. That's why they're $1 billion company, I think, because even half-wits like me can use it. So
yeah, it looks great. Looks great.
So let's crack in. So we got into Donny Crosh first, and what do we got here? We've got another regiment of soulbound flayers and a bound mind screech. G'day, Troy. Thanks for joining.
Hey, Troy.
Um,
The same bases. That's the same. Donnie, I think, bases all of his armies on the same bases. Those are the precast, pre-painted woodland scenic, maybe resin or plaster rocks, and he just chops them up and puts them on base. Really easy to get your basing up and running quickly.
The one thing I'd say, and this isn't about Donnie, but about Mantic models still continuing, because I was just doing it with the half elves, is it can still be a bit frustrating to be getting these contact points.
Yeah.
You know, that you have to integrate into the basing.
Oh, the integrated basing. Yeah.
Yeah. Like even the half elves, pretty much all of them have a little bit on the bottom that you stick, which obviously makes them adhere to the bases better, but it means you have to. Sorry, we might get test alarms here apparently, but it means that you have to integrate it in, which can sometimes be a little bit frustrating. Yeah. So that was Donnie's, and then we've got some firefight from Jordan Nichols. Man, how nice is this?
Oh man, I can't wait. He's obviously been contributing to our hobby shows, and I'm really looking forward to the next one. But yeah, the guy is masterclass, man. The basing too, right? The basing is on point.
Well, and I think because it's such a good contrast with his color scheme, isn't it? You know, this really, it's almost white, isn't it?
Yeah, it sets off against the desert color, even though it's probably some kind of alien landscape, Yeah.
Oops, my bad.
Oh, it's okay.
Yeah, I was trying to click between screens. I really love that. Great work, Jordan. Let's just make sure there's no pictures. Oh, we've got some close-ups here. Here we go.
Oh, Jesus. So awesome.
So this is obviously, what do they call them in firefight? Is it just orcs?
I don't know. They're marauders, but I don't know what. I'm not sure. Yeah, it's funny because when I play firefight, which is not often, like I don't know hardly anything. It's so weird. Unlike Kings of War, where I kind of know everything. I'm like, what is that model called? What is? Again, all the stuff we've been talking about, like using Mantic models so players know what so that you know what you're playing against. Really important in firefight because I don't know what you could. Oh, there you go. Kyle says they're rippers. So yeah.
Nice. I think that's a sweet model too.
It's sweet. Yeah.
Yeah. And this is he's giving us some shots from behind too, showing us the booty.
Love it, dude. Yeah. It's it's.
I mean, this is something that Jeremy Building is, hobby space in his
wait till you guys see the pictures, man. I can't wait for them to share it with you guys. I'm jealous. I'm jealous. Yeah, I'm jealous because I was like, I have a decent space, but it's like it's messy and this is all like immaculate, No,
I'd love to be able to, when we're doing more and more on YouTube, hopefully like bring people like Jordan on and be like, so, what's your process here, with this armor and stuff. That'd be cool.
Oh, I mean, you can see it's painted to a very high level. It's great. And let's give a shout out to Max K. I'm loving his army.
So he is doing elves using the Northern Alliance models. So
but those aren't Northern Alliance. What are those? Those must be some kind of 3D prints, I assume.
These are no, they're the half elves.
Okay, but what's the horses?
Oh, I don't know what the horse is. Yeah,
okay,
I don't know. Max.
Those were the half elf models. Did he convert them to ride the horse?
Yeah, so he must have put different bottoms on them, I'd say.
Okay,
Max, if you're watching, I know you barely work, Max. So if you're there, let us know what you've done.
We got to get him on another army review. He did a great job. Was it the Halfling review we had him on?
Well, yeah, he just won a 32-person event in Port Macquarie actually too. So our second biggest tournament.
We got to get him on then for sure.
And it was in a regional area, so that was awesome.
By the way, shout out to Direct Misfire. Their latest episode was really good. They had an episode about getting how to improve your game, but also had a really nice interview with Mike Rossi. It was funny because Mike, when you go on his show, it kind of like it's a little bit unbridled. He was so reserved on Direct Misfire, so proper. I was like, this is not the Philly guy I know, right? I'm like, no, he was like, yeah, it was.
Benson kept him to task too.
Well, maybe he just edited them so good that it sounded like, but it was, yeah.
I think everyone loves talking to Mike,
Yeah, for sure. Well, Mike likes just to talk, so I love the handles. Loving the handles.
No, yeah, good handles. And so you can see there, right, that's the same model. So as the riders. So he's obviously just done a conversion of the lower half.
Those are awesome. You did a great job. And I love the the green tones on the model against the
Oh, here we go.
watercolored,
Paige asked the questions.
Oh yeah.
Sorry,
Oh yeah, right there. Yeah, so Oathmark, Elf Cavalry, the horses and legs. Yeah, so that makes a lot of sense. I mean, again, Oathmark models are made by North Star Miniatures. They're not terribly expensive. So, and I think from a scale perspective, they're probably closer to the right size to match up with Mantic stuff. Mantic's not really the really huge.
Yeah. I was going to say they must be pretty much exactly the same scale.
Yeah.
And then we have another unit from Page's Mongol
love it.
I think
I love it.
We'd asked where the heads were from, and he told us they were prints from a Mongol themed range.
Well, when you look at it, right away it's a Mongol theme just from the top knots and the way the shields, the designs of the shield and stuff. Really great. Yeah. And so we got some snow foxes. Love it.
I've just printed some of those.
He's captured. He's kind of captured that look of Mongolia too. That like the steppe. You know what I mean? He's really. I like what he's done with the basing.
Yeah, and I like how he's just like he hasn't, which because I never bothered to do, but he has kind of gone in and done dark on the eyes, and it looks really good. Makes him look a bit more evil, doesn't it?
Yeah.
When you leave the white.
Well, he's got a lot of them on there too, which I think helps. I'm a big fan of. It doesn't really matter how many models you put on a base, but tell a story and make it look like it's, if I look at it and it makes it, and I think, wow, you didn't put enough models on it, like it feels like you're cheating. That I don't like that. But if I look at it and I can just see a story, like Dave Musgrave posted some stuff today where really, really like a town market kind of thing. I mean, this is great. It looks awesome. And I like how they kind of got one guy hanging out in front. He's kind of the leader, you know.
And I think that the pose from Mantic is quite a dynamic pose, which is nice too. Like you can really easily, like Paige has done there.
And now those are available in the 3D prints, right? In the vault.
Correct. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Adrian's got.
I'm trying to think whether they're available as part of a normal pack or whether they're the welcome pack, but one of those two.
Yeah. I mean, dwarves of some kind, right?
So
that's all he paints, right? Which I thought was funny when he asked about other armies besides dwarves on the Sylvankin review. I was like, does he play any other armies besides dwarves?
I think he was trying to broaden his horizons with his language, even if it's not his play style.
Right. Sure.
Yeah. But that's nice. So I don't. Yeah, so this is counts as two dwarves on large beast, and so I guess,
oh yeah, well it looks like it. He's kind of got like arms, like it's like an elemental steed.
Yeah, and they fit with what he's done from his elemental model, so it represents the defense 6, I guess. So that's good.
Yeah, that's cool.
Nice work, Adrian. Don't know how many more you need, though, mate. Like, come on.
Well, you gotta have at least 3, right?
Oh, here we go. Here's our man, Ollie Smith.
Oh, I still love his story. I think it's still just so awesome. And he's added more stuff there. Yeah, Adrian, we know. Only play dwarves. Hey, the man knows what he likes. Yeah, this is great looking stuff as well. And I really like the Martian, the reddish tone to the basing. Again, it kind of goes back to what we were talking about with Jordan stuff. It really sells the paint job,
Yeah.
And like you can tell they're not from that planet.
Yeah, and single pop of color, right? Dark, dark, dark. Boom.
Bomb. Yeah.
Boom.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Spot colors work.
Yeah, I'll close that because he did. I'm pretty sure there's more in his comments. Let's have a look. Yeah, here's a close up. This is nice.
Oh yeah, that's great.
And doesn't look like an airbrush either. Actually, I think he's hand painted that because it hasn't. I can't zoom in much more, but I wouldn't be surprised if that.
It looks like it looks like he's got some chipping on one of the panels there. It's pretty awesome. Oh yeah, I love this model. And now this is available in the vault too, right?
Yeah, not sure. I haven't had a look. I wouldn't be surprised. That looks like resin.
Yeah, I have a bunch. That's my other problem is with the Asterians and the Night Stalkers showing up tomorrow. I have all these over here, sitting over here, a big GCPS army that I really need to paint.
Is that what this is? GCPS?
That's GCPS, yeah. I mean, that monocycle can be used in both Enforcers or GCPS, but that's the GCPS guy writing it. They have a Pathfinder version that can also write it.
What I want to draw attention to here is look at this detail, Rob.
Oh, it's great.
The effect,
It's awesome. The mud building up on the tire and stuff. Yeah, it's the weathering. It's really nice. Oh, look at this. She's awesome. She's the resin ranger captain, I think. Comes from one of the 2-player starters, but she's just a really, really solid, cool model. He's done a great job. And that's not a tactical rock. I'm not sure what is that tactical. What is that, like a tactical dead person? What is that?
Yeah. Some bloke that wronged her. Dead. And then we've got Paul Collins, who
this army makes me just
with his new Twilight Kin at that same tournament where Max won. So, as I said to him, someone's got to take the easy mode army, mate. So, it's like I love the dark red on this. Yeah.
Well, it's that magenta and that cyan, like it really, from a artistic standpoint, they're very good complementary colors, right? And again, I like the use of basing. His basing is minimal, but he has the bases. He has a few architectural elements to really tie everything together. And it's got a strong, cohesive. No, it's not. That's what I mean. Like I assume it doesn't take a terribly long time to do it, but it's very effective.
And I think it also, like when you do it around the outside like this, he also then does a good job of filling in with the model. So, and particularly with that style unit, it feels a bit crowded and berserkery. So I like that. I think he posted in the group, didn't he, on what he's completed so far in order for the tournament, and it was quite a lot.
Yeah, for sure. Adrian brings up, it definitely does remind me of Dark Eldar. In fact, funny story, that's the only version of 40K I ever played. I bought the 3rd edition starter. It was Dark Eldar and Marines, I think. Never actually played the game, just built the models, painted them.
This is nice. I like it.
Another one that's just out of control, dude. Out of control. And again, the basing is really out of control. Look at that ruined temple, but there's like a swampy element to it. Yeah. And I like he's made the Pharaoh actually flying. So no question that guy's got the wings,
And he's smiling too. I can see why. He's and I mean, it's a good example that unless you're someone that really looks for this stuff, which sorry, Paige, I'm using a temporary mic because
I was just gonna say he's just Australian. That's what I was gonna say.
My office is in tatters, so it's a temporary mic. But on this, unless you're looking for it, you wouldn't think twice that there's not, say, 11 or 12 models on that base.
But again, he's telling a story, right?
Exactly.
They're obviously moving through this ruin.
Love it. It's so nice. And this is another good example of ground isn't just grey or brown.
Yeah. Well, to be fair, Troy, even if I had a mic, he wouldn't know how to use it. We've had issues where he was actually using one of these mics and he had it backwards for how long, Matt? I was like, man, I don't know. Your mic doesn't sound right. Yeah, it was good times. Yeah,
what I could just try the standard webcam mic. Let's try.
Yeah, I agree with Adrian though. That flying Pharaoh is super cool. It's just very simple, but I can't tell if he posed the legs a little bit to make him look like he's flying, or if he just simply put him on a little piece of brass rod.
I don't. The
only thing I would probably do is I use acrylic rod. Oh, look at this. Oh yeah, I like the weathering and the patina on the armor and stuff. Really cool. Here's a Pharaoh. Yeah, it doesn't look like he did anything special. He just raised him up a little bit.
Yeah, they call him Trident for a reason. It looks like.
Yeah.
Then we've got Scott Sallee.
Yep, he's working on
EOD. He's done.
Well, it looks like Shobik in the back, and he's got some. Those are scavengers. Yeah.
On there from the vault. Nice.
Are those the murder birds? Yeah, I guess they are.
And he said that he's got them feasting on non-mantic figures.
I love it. That's fantastic. Scott is Scott's amazing. Love that. And I'm a big fan of the Shobik model. At some point, I just really speaking of the devil, Scott's on with us. I love the Shobik model. It's one of my favorite models that Mantic makes in terms of the big beasties. What we got here? Halflings.
Sorry, hold on. Do we have something? Oh, there's the close up of the murder birds.
I love
That's
it.
nice. Love that. Roger Hedgepath.
Yeah,
Oh,
from Texas. I think
nice.
he's
They do something
one
right
of the
in
dojo
Texas,
guys.
obviously.
Yeah, he's one of the dojo guys.
That's
But he's one of the nice ones. You know.
Oh, right. They exist.
He's personable.
Oh,
yeah.
There you go. Yeah. I love that they're not the same.
Yeah, I love it.
Yeah. I love that basically they've all got a different.
It's almost got a Renaissance flair to it. You know, it's just it's whimsical. I love it.
Yeah. All right, and then Robert Lee. What have we got here?
Ogres. And those look like the old ogres. Oh, actually, it's a mix, right? Maybe. Is that guy in the middle there? Is he one of the new ogres? I can't. Are they all? Are they all the
old? Because these are old.
Yeah,
right?
It looks that way. Yeah. And I see in the very back, he's got one of the Reaper giant. Is it Reaper? That giant there? It's a Bones model. I have that actually. I have that giant in my army for ogres. Back in the day, they didn't have there was no giant available. So.
Right, and then what do we got? James McLean.
Man, I love the color scheme. I love the pink and the very greenish teal. You know, almost sea foam green. And
that's why I'm going to start with Night Stalkers in the 5/5 box, because I think you get creative license, right?
You can do whatever you want. You know, I had an idea. If I'm going to do Night Stalkers, I want to do a synthwave army. You know, that colors. I wanted to make it look like the 80s, like the color scheme. I just don't know how to do it, so I would love to do that though. Very bright, almost neon colors.
Yeah, that's cool. For sure. I would love
that. These are the bases, and Dave. Yes. Some of the bases are really tell a story. He's got maybe some additional pictures more recently where he's got these filled in, and it looks like the guy's bartering and stuff. It's just super cool, man.
Yeah, because he makes a comment here that they're not all on there, but that basing is elite.
Yeah, it's super awesome. It's probably a roller, maybe it looks like.
Yeah, but then like going through and like it could be dry brushing, but it almost looks perfect enough that he's bothered to edge every stone.
Yeah, I'm almost wondering as well, is it actually a roller, or did he just go the? I've done this in the past where you can buy for your Christmas village like rolls of cobblestone plastic texture, and you can literally just glue it to the base and cut it out, and just paint it.
Doesn't look very thick, so I don't know how thick that stuff is. Oh no, you could be right actually, because see, there's a layer.
Right, that's what I was thinking. It's about that thick, right? It's like maybe a 1/16 of an inch or an 1/8 of an inch. No, not that thick. Maybe a 1/16 of an inch. It's cool, awesome. I love the bits in there to really make it look like a bazaar.
Yeah,
or really a shop or whatever. Yeah, he's got. Oh, and then this is some more Basilean stuff. I love that. Awesome, love the ruins.
And I love the monotone, you know.
Well, in his army, if I recall correctly, it's all like very white. It's like white armor, almost ivory, and it's got like gold accents. So that'll play off very well. It reminds me of kind of Menoth, right? If you know that army from Warmahordes. So very awesome looking base.
And
can't wait to see the models.
Chris Thomas asked him about it, and so he said different Citadel links at different strengths. So yeah. All right.
Yeah.
And then Jeremy, who is an Aussie, so
love it.
He got
little snow foxes and a unit of trolls.
And I like
is that a horde or is that 2 regiments? I can't tell.
I think it's a horde.
Looks like a horde.
Looks continuous here, and he's got that middle one raised on stone.
I like the blue.
Play with height.
I like the blue. I have a. You were talking on the show that hasn't come out yet that you've got to paint some Northern Alliance. I have to paint some Northern Alliance as well. I painted up 1,000 points for a 2-person doubles event, and I'm like, I painted the hard stuff. I painted the ice elementals. Like, I mean, trolls would be easy to paint, right?
Oh yeah, I've almost finished because I'm taking some trolls to an ambush event on the weekend, and I've done the 750 points.
Oh, you're gonna be that guy. Show up with all the regen, but you can't take them as hordes, so they're not as scary.
Exactly. Yeah. You know, so 2 regiments and a prime. Tony Nelson.
Tony, yeah. What?
Vibrant.
That must be a beast of nature, maybe, or something. Oh wait, no, it's an undead worm. Okay.
And that looks like it's a conversion, is it?
There's no Mantic model there. I don't know what that is. It's probably knowing him. It's some
Does
kind
this,
of 3D
does
print.
this almost look like GW wings? But
I doubt it.
Hmm.
I'm pretty sure he would have 3D printed it. Oh, here we go. Daniel Bryan. Daniel, let's get that grass cut, buddy. It was looking a little long when I was up there.
So this is his.
Oh, it's looking great. Now, zoom in. That's Plague, right?
I don't think I can zoom in, man.
So the funny thing
on.
about
Yeah,
Daniel is that he's got a bunch of sci-fi armies, and they all have fast food restaurant themes. So this is his McMaison. So it's Maison Labs, right? But it's got McDonald's colors. He also has like, is it called the Baja Blasters, which are like a Taco Bell army? I mean, the guy's crazy. It's awesome.
That's hilarious. I've done
hilarious.
Plague for the when I've backed Epic on Kickstarter, and again I did it because I think a bit of creative license with it will be cool.
Yeah.
Cool.
Great job.
David again. Holy moly! What is that?
What is that? Is that?
So it looks like
That's the thing. That's the new firefight piece, right? For Night Stalkers.
Oh right.
Yeah.
And
he's done a great job. He's made it look like tissue. Yeah. He's done it in earth tones and like realistic tones. It's gross with all the eyeballs. Like, yeah.
That is a great model. And then Dan also. Oh, okay. Is this what he's putting on that face? I'm not quite sure. I think so.
I mean, those are elves, right, or something like that.
That's Sister Panther Lancers.
Oh yeah, these are but these will be what's on. These are Panther Riders, so Panther Lancers, I guess. But yeah, those will be what's on the base.
Yep. Jeremy Altman. Oh, that is a nice yellow.
Yeah, yellow is very hard to paint.
Oh, that is incredible.
He made it work.
Wow.
Yeah, he's done a lot of washes. It looks like maybe some reds.
Yeah, I think washed a whole bunch down and then just made the tops pop.
Well, and he's been painting orcs, so that yellow plays really good off the green and the blues that he's put on his other armies. So yeah.
Santi
Ross.
Oh yeah, doing his old school.
Love it. Yeah, it's funny. My little story about that is I had backed the second edition Kickstarter, and I bought a bunch of armies, and those are sculpted by Bob Naismith, and they just, for me, didn't work. I was like, nah, I'm not a fan, and I ended up just giving the army away to Andrew Sherman. I was like, yeah, you can have it. I was like, yeah, but he made it work, and maybe he's making me rethink it. Like, oh, okay.
Too late now.
Yeah.
This is Nicholas Max Firefight.
Yeah, loving it. Some Rangers there.
Yeah.
Yep. Rangers with a bunch of different guns.
Marshall
got a little. Oh, so those are some of the new River Guard models. I like it. I like the water effect. I like the rocks.
I like this guy here.
Yeah.
The trident. Rafa. Oh, what have we? So we've got Kuzlo and Madfall, and then
that's the sergeant, the new Ogre Resin Sergeant from the. Well, I know it's the 2-player starter. You can probably buy it separately as well, but they're very cool models, both of those.
Yeah, I don't know if I've seen that on the table before.
I think he's got a couple different heads. So he's like holding his axe like that, and I think there's a couple different heads that you could put on him. So it's a cool model.
Yep. And we've got Joshua Edwards also doing River Guard.
This guy, this is my new favorite person. So yeah, he's nuts is what he is. Josh is nuts. I was just thinking, like, when did he start that army? Not very long ago, I don't think.
And these are the guys from the new combined list.
Those are the Coral Giants. Yeah.
This is the Panathor Giants. Yeah.
Yeah.
2 of those. I'll tell you what, that'd be a ball act to face in an army, wouldn't it? 2 giants within snare.
We've been playing Ambush. We had 3 games in one day, one time, and that was kind of the army he was rocking. Was a bunch of it had some River Guard, a couple. He had a Coral Giant, and then he had some Dam Busters. And oh, look at this!
This is nice.
Justin, loving it. Is that what is that? Plague? What is that?
I'm reading order to base further.
It looks like Plague to me, but
it says Commandos, so I don't think so. Let's see if he's given us.
Oh, is it? So it's Marauders? No, it's Plague, dude, or something, right?
That's Plague. Yeah. But maybe. And he's done this, so he's done both.
Oh yeah. So maybe that's what he's painting is his Marauders faction, but he's getting almost like that Rorke's Drift, right? Or so, I don't know. Take your pick. Anybody's last stand.
Far out. How dynamic is the setup he's done? Really nice.
Super cool.
Mm.
Yeah, he did a great job. Justin's been doing a great job. Everything he's posted has been awesome. All right, Joshua Orland, yeah.
What's he got for us? Nice red and
Enforcers. I think, if I remember correctly, when he was on the show, he's the one that won Firefight at Adepticon this past year, and he had bought a Marauder army, which he painted and won Adepticon with, and then he also said that he had an Enforcer army. So I'm liking that army too. It looks really great.
Yeah, nice. Then some Joker.
This guy.
Yeah. Some loser.
Yeah.
Not very
I like the bits though. It looks like they're maybe overrunning a stall or something.
Yeah. So this is more they're coming from in their own camp is the story.
Okay, that makes sense because it's all purple, so it matches. So it makes sense that it's there.
Yeah. So camp. I could have picked brighter, but we've got a barrel of apples and things at the back. So, yeah. There's a couple that I could use adjusting the pose on the front, but I'm too lazy. And a Cavern Dweller, which I'm hoping will get better in Clash of Kings. Please.
I like the model though. It's a cool model.
And then we've got Troy, who's watching with his Swift Forged Orcs.
I like the basing with the galaxy look on the bases.
Yeah.
Super cool.
Do you know, I reckon, Troy, you're almost doing yourself a disservice with the background there because it doesn't let your models pop out. I reckon be even more striking if you just pop it against some black.
It's almost like the background that would be used for a glamour shot.
Mm.
Maybe
Troy's done a few glamour shots in his time.
Yeah, do you guys have those? Do you guys have those down there in Australia?
I'll do one every week.
Okay.
No, I don't. Not really. It's not a big thing, I don't think. But here's a closer one. I love this skin color scheme. Very nice.
That looks like a couple dancers there in the middle. That's cool.
Mm. Okay, basing is purple wet blended primer over cork sheeting for raised areas. Nick. Oh wow, okay, he's painted 870 this month. What do we got?
Jeez, Pete's.
I
like the color scheme. It reminds me of Braveheart. I don't know why. The blue and the red.
Yeah, true. Let's see. He's got a bit closer. I do like that.
I like his Croc Dog. I assume that's his Croc Dog regular because he's based it on a cavalry base.
I printed some of the Mantic Mastiffs the other day. Actually, they come out really nicely as well. They're a good little model. Yeah, they're throwing Mastiffs. Scott Bradley, what do we got?
Oh, look at that! Oh, that's delicious. I think that's a Reaper model, if I recall.
Yeah,
but maybe not. Maybe it's just a 3D printed. That's cool.
Yeah, it looks it's popping in the right areas, isn't it? And again, that bluish skin is good. Jeff France.
My daughter came up bearing gifts. She gave me some cookies. So that's
nice.
Thank you. Yeah.
Well, I channeled a bit of Audrey. There's a little bit of for those who've been long-time listeners, they'll know what I mean when they listen back to the Sylvankin episode. All right. Let's get some more Scott Bradley again. Oh, Magus Conclave. That is terrifying and delicious all at the same time.
So gross.
And then Kyle. What's Kyle done? Only blood may rust. The sons of Rodnar. Oh, I like that. Again, I like how the earth's coming up onto the legs. Almost looks like they've been, one, could be swampy too, or the other thing is the other thing is, or have they been standing there a long time? Do you know what I mean? All right, he was a photographer at Glamour Shots for a long time.
It all makes sense now.
I did do a couple of years as a Santa photographer when I was at uni. That was an interesting time, I'll tell you. Great job there, Kyle. Has he got some more for us? He does. So side on. That's the thing, isn't it? These models are such a good size that you do really want to see them from all the way around. That detail. Is that hand painted detail, Rob? Yeah. Awesome.
Yeah, it's from freehand on the back. Looks cool. Got some close up. Yeah, that's really cool.
Yeah. Nice. Well done, mate.
I don't know. It almost reminds me of He-Man for some reason. I don't know why. I don't know.
Really?
I don't know what it is. It just gives me that fantasy sci-fi vibe. I don't know.
Yeah.
I mean, doesn't that look like a classic 70s, you see it on the side of a van? Come on.
I don't know what you're talking about, mate. I wasn't here in the 70s like you.
Fair enough. I'm sure you're going to say you've never seen the movie Corvette Summer either, so it's fine.
I haven't.
Yeah.
And then next month's goal. Okay, so he's getting that going.
Looking good.
Yeah. And the whole squad so far. Yeah, nice. So you can see the swampiness on that base from this shot. Yeah, so that makes sense. They're almost sinking into it as they travel through. I love that. That's really dynamic.
Mm-hmm.
Tony, I'll tell you what, isn't there some firefight happening, mate? This is nice. Again, I quite like the dark schemes. And then Peter, Maison Labs surveillance tape. Oh, that's nice. So how big would those models be?
Probably the size of your hand, right?
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Yeah. They are quite sizable. Plastic.
Yeah, those are cool.
Gobble double. Okay. Some ogres, horde of boomers, and a berserker bully. Very nice. I like the pop of brassy gold here on the weapons.
Yeah. Oh my gosh! Looks like three Wolverines tanks down below too.
Sorry, what was that?
So that's a classic model, right? And I like it's a simple touch, but adding the skull into the fist and he's holding it like that, it kind of make it jump out. And then this guy, three tanks. I'm like, so I guess one in the middle is probably a transport, right? I assume.
Yeah, because it hasn't got a gun on it. Yeah. Nice. We're almost there. I think, here we go. He's got more pictures from side on. Nice, simple color scheme, that, isn't it? That works. Airbrush. Those Army Painter airbrush, right? And then we've got Chris Harper, who was the last of the month. Oh, that does pop.
And that's that unit that the Wranglers. So you got the Reapers in the front, and then you got the Twilight Kin behind, kind of wrangling the Reapers. And I like the way he's got the net going and how they're at a higher elevation and they're kind of goading them on. I think it's cool.
I haven't, again, I actually haven't played against the new models on the table. But I remember reading about the hybrid unit, and doesn't that depict it well? What the unit's meant to be. That's really nice. And the vibrancy on this is awesome. Has he given us one more picture? Has he there, Chris? Oh, and a mind screech in there. Oh, do you reckon that's reflection or that's painted like that?
I think it's a reflection. I think it's maybe the flash is giving you that. But it's a cool color scheme that really bloody purple, right?
You know what it is.
And that greenish brain color.
Neon paint. I reckon it's neon paint.
It could be. Yeah, very well could be.
Yeah, nice job, Chris.
Yeah, you did a great job.
That concludes us, Robert.
That was crazy. What a good month. You're right, though. I bet you it's 50-50 between Kings of War and Firefight.
Yeah, if not in Firefight's favor.
Yeah.
So we'll see. Hopefully, because what are we doing? We're doing 5 months, aren't we? So
yeah,
month
so.
3. Yeah.
Yeah, 1,500 points, 300 points a month for 5 months.
Actually, we're effectively halfway through a couple of days ago.
Yeah, because we're into the 3rd month, right? And we're about halfway into it. Or we are just over halfway. Yeah.
So thanks everyone for participating. It's the summer.
Well, that's a good. Kyle brings up a good point, right? Yeah, it is the summer, and shout out to the other guys that are out there. They got the Mantic Lore podcast, the Dead Zone podcast. Those guys got some fun shows. If you haven't given them a listen,
Controlled Fire,
please do. Control. Oh yeah, Controlled Fire might be my favorite Australian podcast. I don't know. Gonna give Direct Misfire a run for their money. I like them. They're both very good. Now. Yeah. Direct Misfire, though.
We do know that Luke doesn't have a problem talking. So
well, that's true. That's true. Yeah.
It really surprised me that he'd want to get on there and give his opinion.
Well, that he would be giving away his top secrets.
Yeah.
Passing away of his competitive advantage. Yeah.
I'm really loving seeing that there is more content in the universes for Mantic coming out for sure.
Yeah, it's good stuff, man. Yeah, and more to come on the Unplugged Radio thing, where there's stuff happening behind the scenes. So get ready. They're chomping at the bit, and kind of they don't, they're not technologically. The technical person is no longer there to help them, so we're trying to give them a little bit of a lift, and so. There'll be something coming soon, and you can find like right now, if you want to hear a little bit about what they got going on, go over to our website, countercharge.net, click on the button that says Unplugged Radio, and you'll get a little 10-minute episode where they kind of describe what the situation is. But we've got to they basically got to set up all new feeds and stuff, which is a real pain in the butt, but
it just takes time. And then your feeds will have to update and
exactly. Yeah. So, and they're in the same boat we are in, which they don't have access to kill the old feeds. Remember? So like when we had the thing where we changed the name and stuff, they're just like showing up twice, and so it's a messy transition, but they'll see it through. Also, just another note. Yeah, Lore Master Library with Rob Berman, the author of Ascent of the Gauntlet King, records on Saturday. We have a post up asking for your questions, whether you have questions about the book or questions about Rob and his authoring process. I will say we did a great episode ages ago with Rob talking about, his background and how he got into writing and stuff, and that was a lot of fun. So I would highly recommend going back and listening to that. It's funny, Matt, when I listen to some of you guys, the episodes that I'm not on, like the Sylvankin review, they'll talk about like Florence mentioned RG Gaming, right? The guys in Seattle who have them, and I'm like, yeah, if you go back 300 episodes, we have several episodes with Rob and those guys, right? Like, so it's really funny that like at this point, nothing surprises me anymore. Like I said, you should get those guys on, and I'm like, yeah, we did 5 years ago, right? Yeah. Like it's just it's a small world.
Must be time again. Well, it's worth. I know you touched on some of it. It's probably worth. So we had going through what our current schedule is, which we can add more to. But like we've got Kings of Memphis just came out a week ago. Fireside Chat's coming out tomorrow. Sylvankin review a week after that. Then our next Fireside Chat will actually release earlier, probably on August 1.
Yeah, and we normally release on the 31st, but because it's an August episode, we're going to release it one day late. Yep.
Yep, nice. Then we've got the Hobby Chat with Jordan, and it's run by Jeremy on August 7. Lawmasters Library with Rob on the 14th. And then the Ogre Army review is currently slated for the 21st, but we'll see.
Right, and we've also got Orcs and Ogres are what we're working on next for the Army reviews. But yeah, I really enjoyed the Sylvankin Army review. Maybe probably more one-liners from that episode. Fair enough. But to be fair, like the Lore Master stuff, I'm just editing it. I'm not even on it, and like they're like 4 hours long. So I don't know. And to be fair, your Sylvankin Army review, it's like almost 4 hours, right? So I don't know how,
and it's just 3 editing. I'll tell you that right now. Yeah. I had to be really what does this add? No, see you later. Yeah. Oh, we also had a slight delay because, like, apparently Chris Lynch, punches his internet connection through Morse code. Like, it took 6 hours for his bit to upload.
Well, he still doesn't have Simon Brands, but I think it took him a week for it to upload, so it's fine. Yeah. So for those that don't know, we use StreamYard to record the episode, and then everybody records locally, and then after the show is shut down, your computer, the various people's computer, uploads a file, and then we take those files and have 5 or 6 channels. And sometimes Chase Thompson down in southern Mississippi, I think he's got his hamster out there on a wheel or something. I don't know. We've had some classics, and we'll be having Chase on soon as well. Now that I'm back from vacation, I've been working on some terrain for that bespoke table that I'm building him, and we've had a couple conversations about it. So more coming on that. So lots of the Knoxville guys. We're gonna get those guys on to talk about their how they found Kings of War and how they found their very first event, which was Kings of Memphis 4. So more to come on that. So a lot. The problem, Matt, is there's not enough time in the day for all the stuff we're trying to. Like, somebody posted, like, "Hey, I'd like to have you have an episode about, how to deal with clocks, right? Make a clock your, play on the clock well." And it's like, man, we got to find time to do those kind of topics, because it's like there's so much in the hopper.
We're just going through a period where there's also got a lot on, right? So. The old days of like 3 episodes a week, I just don't have any.
No, we pretty much have decided we're just going to go once a week. Occasionally, we might have a second one. We will also have an episode coming up about Adepticon. Big changes for Adepticon for Kings of War next year. So stay tuned for that as well. So it's all pointing up countercharge. Yeah, let's call it.
All right. Well, thanks for listening and watching, guys. And until next time, keep countercharging.